Good afternoon. This is Math with Mr. Samuels and Ms. Brunell. Just like usual, please make sure that you have your notes before you start this video. Something else that you're going to need as you work along and follow along with the video, you're going to need your formula sheet. You're going to need your formula sheet because we're dealing with composite figures, and we're going to be finding the area of all of these different shapes and composite figures that we will be showing. We'll do a couple of examples, and then the rest, you all will be responsible for the rest. So let me repeat, you all are completing all of the rest of the problems, okay? Not just the even, not just the odd. You are doing both even and odd, all of the problems, 1 through 13, okay? Actually, you all are only going to be responsible for 11 because I'm going to do the first 2 with you. So let's go ahead and get rolling. What is a composite figure? A composite figure is a figure that can be separated into regions that are basic plane figures. So some of you all might be wondering, how do we find the area of a composite figure? Let's go ahead and walk through these steps. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do is you're going to want to break your composite figure up into shapes with areas that you can find. Now, I know for a fact that on your formula sheet, you all have all of these highlighted shapes. You have the formula for area of a square, rectangle, parallelograms, triangles, trapezoids, and circles. So we want to try to break these composite figures up into those different shapes because we know how to find the area of those shapes. We have the formula for all of those areas of those shapes. Okay. After we find the area of each individual section that we've now created, we're going to find the sum of these areas. Okay. We're going to just add those 2 areas up and get a final answer, and that's going to be the total area of our composite figure. So let's go ahead and look at an example. Okay. As you can see, I went ahead and worked the problem out previously before recording this video. But one thing I want you guys to notice is I split this composite figure up into 2 shapes. I have my triangle over here and I have my rectangle over here. Okay. So my first job is to find the area of both individual shapes. Area of a rectangle is length times width. So that's 13 times 8, which gives me 104. And the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Well, the base of this triangle, okay, I had to do some analyzing to get it. Well, they gave us this 8, and they told us that this small section up here is 3. Well, we have another one down here. So 3 plus 8 plus 3 is going to be a total length of 14. So then our base is 14 and our height is 4 inches. They gave us that information. So when I do 1/2 base times height, I end up with a final answer of 28. So the last step, just like step 3 up above, we have to find the sum of those 2 areas. Okay, when I find the sum, I find a final answer of 132 inches squared. Now, one thing I want you to notice is our dimensions are inches squared. Okay, anytime we're dealing with area, you're always going to have dimensions squared or units squared. So whatever your units are, whether they're meter, inches, feet, centimeters, whatever the case may be, we're going to always square those units. Okay, let's do the next one together as well. Over here we have, looks like a rectangle and a triangle, a right triangle, pieced together. So what we're going to do is find the area of the rectangle. So we have length times width. Okay, I broke it up. I split it right down here. We're going to do length times width, which is 250. And we're going to have 1/2 base. The base of this triangle is 7 times the height. Okay, the height of this triangle is going to be 24. And we have 1/2 base times height, so that's going to be a total answer of 84. When we add these 2 together and find their sum, ends up with a final answer of 334 meters squared. Now, one thing I want to make very clear to you guys, okay, you have to really get creative sometimes with some of these composite figures, okay? Another thing I want to make clear is that the shape that you see might not be the shape that your peers see, okay? We all have different eyes. We all have different minds that work slightly differently. So let me give you a perfect example. Some of you all might break this particular shape up into 2 triangles and a square. Others might break it, draw a line right down the middle and break it up into 2 trapezoids. It does not matter how you do it, okay? It just, all that matters is that you make sure that you're breaking these composite figures up into shapes that you know how to find the area of and adding them all together at the end. So once again, you guys are going to complete all of the rest of these problems, okay? All the rest of these problems. This is Math with Mr. Samuels and Miss Brunell. Enjoy, have fun, get creative with these composite figures. Have a great day.